This is paper 2, video 9 for the February mock. Now there's just one question on this video and it's all to do with histograms. We're being asked to show an estimate for the interquartile range given the above histogram. Before I start thinking about interquartile range and anything else, first thing I'm going to do is actually work out how many people each bar, and therefore in total what the histogram shows. So remember, in order to show how many people this little bar represents, bearing in mind that the scale here is frequency density, so not how many people it represents, but this is a frequency density. In order to work out the number of people this bar represents, I actually just work out its area. So for this first one, just to read off a little bit easier, so that one there, it's got a height of 1.5, a width of 10, so 1.5 times 10, that bar represents 15 people. This bar here has got a height of 4, a width of 5, so it represents 20 people. The next bar along has got a height of 3 and a width of 15, so 3 times 15, 45 people are represented by this bar. The next one has got a height of 1 and a width of 10, so representing 10 people. And last but not least, the last one has got a height of 2 and a width of 5, so again representing 10 people. So altogether we've got 15, 20, 45, 10 and another 10. If you add up all of those values, that tells us that the entire histogram represents 100 people. Now we're being asked for the interquartile range. So the two things we need to try and calculate an estimate of is the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Well, the lower quartile will be the 25th person in this histogram. The upper quartile, remember, is 3/4 of how many people it represents, so that is the 75th person. Now what we need to do is try and find out at what value these two people would be. So the 25th person, if going from smallest up to biggest, we've got 15 people in this group, so we would need another 10 from these to get us up to our 25th person. Well, the 10th person in this group, bearing in mind it represents 20 people, the 10th person will simply be halfway, because we're just finding an estimate. So if we say that the 10th person, that would be smack bang in the middle of the group, so it'd be halfway between 30 and 35. So that would be 32.5 as the age for the lower quartile. So if we put that up here, the lower quartile would be 32.5 years old. For the upper quartile it's a little bit trickier. We are looking for the 75th person. So here we've got 15 plus the 20 here, we get up to 35. So we'd need another 40 people. So from this group we want 40 out of the 45 people altogether. So we want the 40th out of 45. Well, because the group is 15 wide at the bottom, so it's got a range there of 15 different ages, or 15 different years should I say, 40 45ths of 15, so to work out where that 40th person is, so 40 45ths of 15, that comes out as, I'm trying to remember my numbers here, that comes out as 13.3 recurring. Now that means that the 40th person is 13.3 recurring years into the group. So if the group starts at 35, adding on 13.3 recurring would get us up to 48.3 recurring. So 48.3 recurring, which would be about here, that represents the upper quartile. So the interquartile range is the difference between the two. So I would have to take upper quartile, take away the lower quartile, which comes out as 15.83 recurring. Now there's a number of marks for this question, but even if you can just get to the point of working out how many people each bar represents, the total number of people, where the upper and lower quartile would be, and start working up to that point, you are still going to get a number of the marks for this question.